Zone Radio Show. We've got the huge pleasure to be with a band coming from from from
From Australia. Australia.
of course here at the MOTOCULTOR Festival in France. Hello boys, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very fucking good.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Leon. Je m'appelle Hot Stuff.
It's a odd man.
Je m'appelle Matthew.
Okay, hello, thanks to receive us. So first of all, for anyone who was not very familiar with the band, could you give us a brief history?
Yeah, I'm just gonna crack my beer first.
Okay, crack the beer. For anyone who's not familiar with the band, we are the greatest rock band no one knows about.
Okay?
No, we're the LAZYS. We're the LAZYS. We're from Sydney, Australia. We're based out of Canada at the moment. We work with a producer from, he's the guitarist from Billy Talent, Ian Desar, and we have a record out called Tropical Hazards, which is doing very well, and this is our first summer festival season and our first French festival.
Okay, so you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. Yeah, the MOTOCULTOR fucking rocks. Okay, so
Very muddy.
yeah,
Very muddy.
I was just gonna say mud culture.
yeah, mud culture. Yeah, this year it's a mud culture. So yeah, you were saying that you relocate the band from Australia to Canada. Can you explain the reasons, if there is?
Yes, there's a reason. We were playing a lot of pub shows in Australia, and at that point in time, there was a lot of sort of indie music going on, and DJ music, and rock and roll new rock and roll wasn't really being explored or looked at or embraced or anything like that. So we heard about Canada, and there was a rock scene like Monster Truck, especially Monster Truck. They're good friends of ours, doing good things, and we thought, hey, let's go over there and see what we can do. And as I mentioned, Ian from Billy Talent was in the crowd and saw us, and he was like, fuck yeah!
Probably the best decision of our lives. Yeah. And then we recorded our new album, Tropical Hazards, and now we're in France at mud culture.
Mud culture. This year it's the mud culture. So, okay, you were talking about the album Tropical Hazards, released in February last year.
2017 or
18, I think. Yeah, 18. So when can we expect a new album?
Funny you mentioned that. We are currently writing.
Yeah. We're going to be releasing a new record definitely by the first quarter of next year. So between, I would honestly say March and May, you'll have a new record. Yeah. And it's going to be fucking shit hot.
It's got a fucking sound.
It's going to be wicked.
It's gonna be hot as fuck.
In the pure tradition of rock and roll, I supposed. Okay. What is the album that triggered your passion for rock and roll music?
I know mine.
What's the album? Not the song.
No, the album. Well, I'm going to say Highway to Hell, because Highway to Hell. Yeah, you don't know that. Of course you don't know that. And
celebrating 40 years.
is it? So that record is everything that rock and roll should be. And especially, it's not even one of the singles, but Beating Around the Bush. When I heard that riff, that's when I knew I wanted to really push myself and play rock and roll. I was like, what the fuck? Come on, Andy.
Led Zeppelin 1. Like I've been a fan before that of like the Beatles and stuff, and I was like, what is this? Like for me, like the Beatles was like music, but then when my uncle introduced me to Dean introduced me to Zeppelin, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I want to do that.
It was a breath of fresh rock and roll, right? I mean, you know a lot more about Zeppelin and the Beatles than I do, but yeah, I could imagine having the Beatles and all that sort of thing, and then Zeppelin come along, you'd be like, holy
It's
fuck.
like the Beatles were in suits, and then you see Zeppelin with long hair, and just sex, and it's just like.
And you were talking about the and what about the Rolling Stones?
Oh,
Yeah, look, I like the Rolling Stones, but I'm not like a huge Rolling Stones fanatic. But yeah, of course, the Stones are great. You know, apparently Mick Jagger's not well at the moment, so best wishes to him, even though he'll probably never fucking see this, but best wishes.
Best wishes. What are some of your biggest influences that you would love to share the stage with, living or deceased?
Living or deceased.
Funny sharing the stage with someone deceased. They're just like, I'm fucking dead.
Look, I've said for ages, and yeah, Harrison's gonna crap on, but anyway, Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters for me.
He loves Dave Grohl. Like, he gets a chub over Dave, eh? Of course they're great, but you get a male fucking boner over Dave Grohl. Like, honestly, if there's someone who gets a male boner over Dave Grohl, it's you. I'll tell you who I get a male boner over.
Your hero swings both ways.
Hey, you don't know that for sure. Look, I'm gonna say I've always grown up loving Silverchair. So if I ever could even fucking see them play again, because they're a bit lazy now, they don't like to play music anymore. But I love them. And another big one for me is Rage Against the Machine. Their power, Zach De La Rocca's power. Oh, fuck, incredible.
Okay, cool. Do you remember your first live appearance with the band?
Yeah, one of the Beachcomber ones.
Oh yeah. The first time I played with Matt was at the Beachcomber. It's in a town where we live. It's about, I don't know, fucking 200,000 kilometres from here. But I was probably 20 or something. You were probably 17. And then the actual other first performance I remember was in a bar in Sydney called the Excelsior. And the first bloody note of the set, for some reason I decided to do a like karate kick. Wow! Like this. And I kicked out the lead and the input of at the time we had a guitarist called Anthony, and I kicked his whole shit out, and he was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So
we've been a band for like 15 years. Sorry, yeah, we've been a band for like 14 years, 15 years now. So. Now we're just sore old men.
and very impotent.
Which is why we wrote Half Mast Blues.
Yeah, I understand that. So you are playing at the MOTOCULTOR today. MOTOCULTOR today. I suppose you've got other festivals in Europe planned.
We're done now. We are done for, I guess, this year in Europe.
Yeah, we did, I think, about 7 festivals, and then we did a bunch of shows with Airborne and some shows with Blackstone Cherry and the Wild Hearts up in the UK. And mate, and I want to say, I'll put it out there, I love the Airborne guys. They're Australian and they've paid their dues and they've been playing festivals. Ryan, the drummer, I was chatting to him and he's like, "Yeah, fucking Junior Burger." And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Did he say that?
Yeah, pretty well. But mate, they've been playing festivals through Europe for 10 years, and for them to, you know, take us on some shows, I really appreciated it. It was great.
Okay, fucking cool. So to conclude this little interview at the MOTOCULTOR today with the LAZYS, did you have something to add and some words for your French fans, because we are in France?
Sure. L'addition. Does that say, that means the bill, right? No, we'd like to, we came to Paris earlier this year and had no idea how many people would show up. We played backstage there, I think. Was it? Was it that? Yeah. And there was a great amount of people there, and today for a 11:40 a.m. set, we can't thank you guys enough for coming out, and we will see you very, very soon. Matt?
Merci beaucoup.
En français, in French. So this was the LAZYS from Australia at the MOTOCULTOR today in France. Thank you very much, boys. You're very funny boys. Wish you a lot of good things for the band, for the future, for your family, etc. and for you. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Bye bye. They rock.